Hey guys, in today's video, we will be talking once again about the potential of snow on Wednesday for the Northeast and New England. We're going to first take a look at the main three models, the GFS, European, Canadian models. We'll look at the ensemble models for those, and we'll even take a look at some of the higher resolution models. The NAM is starting to come in and start to show that storm as well, so we'll take a look at what the NAM is showing. So a lot of exciting stuff, and I can already tell you, I already looked at the GFS model. I'll show you that model first, and GFS model. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's pretty good model run for anyone along the coastline of the Northeast and New England, for snow lovers there. So let's take this forward into the early part of the week. Again, we will have some of that rain, cold front coming through. Some of that cold front could pack some heavy rain thunderstorms, so be ready for that. But then the cold air comes rushing in, and we start to head into Wednesday. You can see here's that snow breaking out across Pennsylvania. Maybe some snow showers breaking out across Connecticut, northern Rhode Island, southeast Massachusetts. The Great Lakes might be coming on for Buffalo, Syracuse, the Tug Hill Plateau area, Watertown. We continue to move this forward, and you can see now the moderate snow is really starting to break out across southern portions and southeastern portions of Pennsylvania, portions of New Jersey, the tri-state area into Connecticut. So the snow is really breaking out now around 11 or so in the morning Wednesday. This is when it likely will start. It will somewhat start, maybe a bit earlier for areas like the tri-state. The tri-state area now might start with the snow towards the earlier morning, maybe around the time you wake up, towards 7, 8, maybe 9. But by the time we get to 11 a.m. around the tri-state area, Connecticut, especially southwestern Connecticut, we're well into the snow, and we continue to move this forward. Here's the low pressure center, 1,006 millibars, maybe 20, 30 miles, 40 miles off the coast of the Delmarva, very southern New Jersey, and it's allowing still the colder air to really take full advantage and of the colder air, and has the moderate heavy snow continuing to occur for even the tri-state area, Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, Pennsylvania. Baltimore is actually kind of in the snow on the mixing line. Washington, D.C. is right on the mixing line and kind of on the moving over to rain. But this is really good for areas, for most of the major cities along the 95 megalopolis between D.C. and Boston, especially for New York City, Providence and Boston. Philadelphia is kind of on the snow and mixing line, but we'll continue to move this forward, and you'll see that Philadelphia, D.C., Baltimore start crashing over to snow as we get towards, I would say, 4 or 5 p.m. in the late afternoon, early evening. Philadelphia, New York City, Boston is into that moderate to heavier snow, while the low pressure center is well off, a good bit offshore at 1,002 millibars. We continue to move this forward in time into the later evening, overnight hours, and you can see that the snow continues for the tri-state area, Philadelphia, and it's already starting to come to an end. It's come to an end for D.C., Baltimore, Boston, Providence, all of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, still portions of upstate New York are still seeing snow, but more on the lighter side. This is by, again, 8 p.m. in the evening Wednesday. We start to move towards 11 p.m. in the morning or so Wednesday, and around 2 a.m. in the morning Thursday, or early morning Thursday, overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. And low pressure center, it's bringing the snow still to Boston, and maybe some snow showers still lingering for Boston, portion of southeastern Massachusetts, and very, very eastern Massachusetts, and maybe some snow showers still going on for portions of northern and central Rhode Island. But still, the majority of the snow now has moved into Maine and New Hampshire. We continue to move this forward. Snow showers linger for New Hampshire and Maine through about potentially around 8 a.m. on Thursday. So we get a good dosing of snowfall from the GFS on this run, and the GFS continues to be quite consistent with this snowfall. We'll show you the Kuchera model, the Kuchera version of the snowfall, and it still brings decent snowfall to a lot of the area. We really see that as we move it through Saturday or so. Well, maybe not. Yeah, we'll go through a bit Thursday. There we go. And it shows generally for the tri-state area around 3-4 inches. Even southwestern Connecticut could see around 5 inches or so, and a majority of Connecticut could see anywhere from 5 to 8 inches generally. Rhode Island, the more southern portion of Rhode Island towards the coast, could see more towards 3-4 inches, while the rest of Rhode Island up towards Providence even could see closer to around a half foot. Boston is around a half foot as well, potentially around 9-10 inches for portions of Massachusetts. Upstate New York, generally likely around from 3 to maybe 6 inches or so. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, around 3 to 6 inches. New Jersey, generally 4 to maybe 6 inches in some spots. Again, as I said, DC especially is right on that line of mixing towards the rain, so might get some snowfall accumulation, but it'd be closer to a dusting to an inch, if anything. Baltimore maybe has a little bit of a better chance to be around get a few inches of snowfall. Philadelphia, maybe 3-4 inches of snowfall, so decent. Well, it's a decent enough amount of snowfall for the first snowfall of the season for many of these big cities in the Northeast, coastal Northeast, and New England along the 95 corridor. Because if I show you the 10-to-1 ratio, which likely won't really pan out, we see that the GFS model shows way closer to around over half a foot, closer towards like 7, 8, 9 inches of snowfall for the tri-state area, closer towards 5 inches for Philadelphia. DC is closer to like around an inch or two, maybe. Baltimore well into around 4 inches. Providence, Boston, all of Rhode Island, generally upwards of half a foot. And a majority of Massachusetts upwards of half a foot, according to the 10-to-1 ratio on the GFS. It'll likely be a bit less, more towards, again, that like, for the tri-state area, likely more towards, I think, around that 4 to 6 inch range. For the tri-state area, Providence, Boston, close to around that half foot, maybe. As well, Philadelphia close to around maybe 3 inches, Baltimore closer to an inch or two, and DC likely if the GFS were to pan out kind of more as like a coastal snowfall event, DC seems to maybe only get around an inch, maybe. So GFS model definitely, though, is looking very, very promising, continues to look very, very promising for a lot of the coastal big cities of the Northeast and New England from DC to Boston. But we're looking at the European model now. And the European model has been pretty atrocious, I'll say to the least, with this storm lately, and I'll show you why. We continue to move this forward towards the storm. Here's Tuesday, so again, that cold front will come through to allow the colder air to push in, and this is by around 2 a.m. early Wednesday morning. We continue to move this forward, and you can see the system it shows well offshore, barely anything showing up for anywhere in the Northeast and New England. Well offshore, doesn't really bring anything anywhere. So European model currently is not really looking that good for this storm. It's doing pretty terribly with this storm, to be honest, in general. So don't really trust the European model with this storm for the moment. It seems like the GFS model, in my opinion at least, is doing the best with this storm. Here's the Canadian model, the GDPS model, and it shows it's the cold front with the cold air pushing in. It shows a storm a good bit further away from the coast, but still brings the potential of some snow showers at the very least. Um, so it's not looking great with the European or Canadian model. So that's something to take account of. So we'll go through Thursday. You can see barely anything is showing up for these areas. Maybe DC potentially makes out the best according to the Canadian model, around an inch or two. But I really wouldn't trust that whatsoever, that much. Again, the GFS likely has the best handle on this. I'll show you the NAM first before we go and show you the ensemble members for the GEFS, EPS, and the Canadian ensemble members. So let's show you the NAM real quick first. And here we go. I'm pushing it forward. We'll just show you the general snowfall potential. Go through the end of the run. Get through about Tuesday, and you can see the it's not really showing too much yet. It's starting to, maybe. Let's see. Am I able to show precipitation? Maybe. No, maybe not. Only through about 11Z, it seems, Tuesday. Maybe let's show you, maybe on pivotal weather, I'll be able to show you. It might be better there. Or no, sorry, what am I saying? I was already on pivotal weather. Tropical tidbits, so the NAM, I think, is better. I'll show you the 12Z. 12 km, sorry, 12 km NAM. That's better for this. Shows it much better. We continue to move this. We get to the cold front, moving in and moving through to allow the cold air to rush in. And you can see here's the storm breaks out. You can see the low pressure center is pretty far offshore, but still brings some snow into Virginia, DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and just a bit into the New York City tri-state area, very coastal Connecticut at the moment, and which for its first run showing the storm, pretty decent enough, I'd say. Let's see the total snowfall. I'll show you the total snowfall. Generally showing at the moment only around an inch or two, at most around Baltimore, DC, Philadelphia, generally a dusting. Not really showing much snowfall accumulation for the tri-state area, Connecticut, as at the moment. But I do think potentially as we move forward into the early part of the week, especially into Monday and, of course, into Tuesday, the NAM will be able to show you the NAM a lot more of what it's really showing for the potential of the storm. So now let's show you the ensemble members. Let's start off with the GEFS, the GFS ensemble member. Now we'll have to show you I guess we'll have to show you the snow depth for the storm. We can't really show you the precipitation, unfortunately. But let's see, the snow depth, which would account for the northeast New England for the storm. It's really new snow depth of snow potential accumulation. And you can see that the GEFS shows a good around 2-3 inches around the tri-state area, Boston around a few inches, inland Massachusetts generally around a few inches, Philadelphia around an inch, Baltimore, it seems like DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia, according to the GEFS model, or ensemble models, it's like right on that mixing line, which the GFS, the lone GFS model very much shows the potential of. So pretty well in agreement with the general ensembles with the individual GFS model. So that's that is pretty good. That's a pretty good signal, to be honest. Let's see. Surface and precipitation, am I able to show you it? Let's see. I guess generally where the low will be according to the EPS. Let's see. Around it's not the EPS on the European ensemble members. Again, the Euro model itself, again, kind of agrees at the moment with the European ensemble members not really doing a great job with showing the potential of the storm. Well, it's well offshore, not really bringing any accumulation, anything to the northeast New England, not really showing much of a storm whatsoever. The Canadian ensemble model, let's show you that now, and I suspect it will line up in decent agreement with the Canadian singular model itself, the individual model itself, around, again, an inch around Baltimore, D.C., as well as Philadelphia, generally around maybe an inch, dusting to an inch, around the New York City tri-state area, around an inch, generally for all of the, like, 95 coastal cities, megalopolis from D.C. to Boston. It seems like Maine will do the best according to Canadian and Canadian ensemble members at the moment, so that's quite interesting there. It does seem like the GFS, GEFS is the best at showing the storm, and honestly, that doesn't come as much as a surprise. Generally, the GFS model, GEFS ensemble model, it's the best to use during the winter for snowstorms, definitely. The EPS, the European, the CMC, and its ensemble, the ensemble model for the CMC, the Canadian, they're not nearly as good, and it does take much longer for them to get into agreement with the GFS, GEFS ensemble. So at the moment, it seems like definitely there is a very, very good shot at snowfall accumulation, though, in general, for even the 95 corridor, especially for New York City, Providence, Boston, and even somewhat in inland a bit towards southeastern Pennsylvania, Philadelphia included somewhat, and as well and towards portions of New York State, rest of Massachusetts, portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Does seem like towards Wednesday we do have a significant enough threat for snowfall at the moment. The system itself is almost on shore. It'll come ashore later tonight into early Monday morning. So Monday, tomorrow, again, as I've said many times throughout the updates on the snowstorm I've made up to this point, past 2-3 videos or so, I've been saying that Monday will be the best day to really see what will likely go down. And I gotta say, I think the GFS and its ensemble counterpart will do the best. I don't think it will really majorly shift as much and change its mind as much once the system comes ashore as the European and the EPS and the CMC and its ensemble model members will majorly change. So again, I think moving into Monday as well, the NAM will get the higher resolution models more of what they think the system will be like. So definitely tomorrow's video will be very exciting to make for you guys. I can't wait to make that video for you guys. So hopefully you guys really found this video at the least enjoyable, helpful, informative. If you did, please like the video down below. Comment down below. Let's have a nice lively conversation down there in the comments section about what you guys think about the storm, what will happen with the storm, and what your guys' opinions on what the models are showing. I have a feeling a lot of you are kind of siding with me on how the GFS, GEFS are really handling it the best at the moment. But again, the system itself will come ashore later tonight, overnight tonight, into early Monday morning. So again, tomorrow will be the best day will be the first best day really to see what the storm will truly likely be like and what it will likely bring to the Northeast and New England. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Can't wait to make the video for you guys tomorrow. That'll be one of the more exciting videos to make. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you're excited for tomorrow's video. If you found this video enjoyable, helpful, informative, like the video down below. Let's have a nice lively discussion down there, yet respectful one, in the comments section about what you guys think about what the storm will do in the Northeast New England. What do you think the potential snowfall could be for Northeast New England? If you think even like the 95 cities, especially New York City, Providence, Boston, seems the best 3 cities for the best shot of snowfall with this storm. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Like the video, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.